Hey guys, what's up? This is Diego here at Cinemageddon Reviews. So first off, I just want to say thank you to the people who watched my previous video where I talked about the genocide in Gaza. It was really heartwarming and reassuring to see the responses that video got and seeing the overwhelming amount of support the people have for the people of Palestine. And hopefully I convinced some of you to donate to the GoFundMe campaigns, which are still active and you can go donate right now. Now, once again, even though our following isn't as big as other content creators on YouTube, I want to urge you to strongly, once again, share that video far and wide so that we can get the word out about what's really going on. This is an extremely important issue, and we need to help people as much as we can. But today I'm here with another important video and another plea for help. This time I wanted to shed some light on the genocides currently occurring in the Congo and the Sudan. This is something that if you're on TikTok you may have heard a little bit about, but I figure I could be a little bit more helpful here because these are two genocides that aren't as well covered as the one in Gaza, and they're just as important to shed light on as Gaza, so we need to get word out about them as well. So, first off, let's talk about what's happening in the Congo. And before I start, I just want to preface this by saying that I don't know how much of this is correct information. Please do your own research after you watch this video. My intention here is to inform people, not misinform. I'm simply spreading awareness about a real and tragic event occurring right now. I'm not trying to lie to you about any of this. I'm still learning about this myself, and there's very little information out there. I'm just bringing this to your attention, so to speak. So here we go. And once again, like my previous video, I'm reading from a transcript so we can get through this faster and I can get this video out as fast as possible. So from the small amount of information that I was able to find, it seems like what's going on in the Congo is the result of a decades-long economic instability following the Rwanda genocide, where millions of people were displaced across the Rwanda border to the Congo. Two wars followed, which set the stage for what we're seeing today, which is slavery. The group known as M23, which is a rebel group in the region composed of people from Uganda, Rwanda, and other surrounding countries. And again, I could be wrong about a lot of these details. Once again, I'm simply here to let you know about this. But the M23 are largely responsible for these slavery operations and are being bankrolled mostly by powerful Western countries. The US, Britain, Israel, and China are a few of the biggest ones, and without their money padding the wallets of the M23, this genocide would not be happening. Apple, Google, Tesla, Microsoft, and pretty much any tech giant in the world today is funding this whole thing and perpetuating some of the worst crimes against humanity that I have ever heard about. Trigger warning, I'm about to talk about two of them specifically. Entire families, including pregnant women and children as young as 6 years old, are forced to work in mines extracting sensitive minerals that are used in advanced technology. This includes coltan, which is a mineral that is used in smartphones and computers. You can find this in basically all Apple products. Anyone who refuses to work in the mines is subject to be tortured, murdered, and fed to their family members in pieces, or if you're a woman or a young girl, raped repeatedly over and over by the soldiers in charge of the mines. I heard a story about a woman who had a baby who was taken away from her and raped in front of her by an M23 soldier. It's just horrible, horrible stuff. I heard another story where a woman's husband was murdered in front of her and the soldiers cut off his penis, cooked it, and forced her to eat it. This is the most unimaginable, nightmarish stuff that I couldn't possibly fathom in the worst horror movie I've ever seen. And I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. And it's done to millions of people every single day with American money. So I'm telling you all this to illustrate to you the very human cost of capitalism on a global scale. These major corporations exploit innocent people for profit year after year, and millions of people die, and you almost never hear about this stuff. And again, as I said in my previous video, this is why the US government works so hard to ban TikTok, because it affects their bottom line when we know what it really costs every time Apple comes out with a new iPhone. I record my videos on an iPhone, like I'm recording it right now, on an iPhone that I hook up to a MacBook Pro, and then I listen to music with my AirPods. And I feel gross and embarrassed admitting that because I don't want people to get hurt, and I know that by using these products, I've inadvertently contributed to genocide. And what's especially horrible about it is that even if I owned no Apple products, in an age like today where you need a smartphone to navigate through everyday life, to call your friends and your loved ones, to tell them about events like Gaza and the Sudan and the Congo, that no matter what company you buy from, you're forced to be an unwilling contributor to events like these. And this is how deep-seated this type of horror is in our everyday lives, where we become fully dependent on this type of stuff, even when we want to help people. So moving on to the Sudan situation. The Sudan is facing a mass genocide following a war that broke out in April of 2023 between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces. Over 9 million people have been displaced within the country of Sudan to the northern end or have fled the country entirely to seek refuge in neighboring countries. You likely haven't heard about this because the Sudanese government has enacted a telecommunications blackout. It's especially scary here because we don't know a whole lot about what's happening on the ground. And I hate to say this, but that is the extent of my knowledge on the situation. I have done as much research as I could, and I'm still doing research on it as I speak, even as I make this video. And I did find various sources to draw from outside of the many TikTok videos that I watched, which all contain more or less the same limited information. The few sources that I found outside of TikTok were either outdated or didn't seem very reliable. But once again, do not rely on me for this information. This isn't the type of stuff that I normally make videos about. Palestine was very easy for me to inform people about because it's the most widely covered of these big genocides that I've talked about. But please get informed on all of them. We need to stay up to date on what's going on, and we need to figure out the best way to help people. Again, I am simply bringing Congo and Sudan to your attention. Please, I am not trying to misinform anybody. I am simply trying to let you know that this is happening. So once again, as with my previous video, I've linked a few pages where you can donate to victims in need, both in the Sudan and the Congo. And if you go back to my video about Palestine, you can find links there to where you can donate to families in need in Gaza. Please, please, please donate whatever you can today, and you can help save someone's life and make the world a better place. Thank you for watching this video. This is Diego from Cinemageddon Reviews. Take care of yourselves and each other.